In 10 years from now, when you and your specific person are together and you have a normal, happy, easy, flowing relationship, you will look back at these days and you guys will laugh about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In case you're new here, my name is Kim. This is Core Union. I can't find my glasses in this moment. I think they're in the bedroom. I don't want to wake up my little Romeo. It's going to be slightly a continuation from yesterday's video where I told you guys it is okay to be doing inner work, thinking about your specific person all day long if you are doing it from a state of being in the wish fulfilled, being together in the relationship, because you would be thinking about them and feeling them and missing them and imagining, what it's going to be like when we get home tonight from work, or, how amazing was our morning when you're at work throughout the day. And you would be feeling and imagining them missing you and thinking about you. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about today, but I want a slight continuation on this because I do think there's a point that I didn't make that I want to make super clear. Before I do get into this, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel if you love my content. If you want me to be your coach, email me a short description to kim@coreunion.com, and I will reply back to you with my next available session after you've booked with me at coreunion.com. You can do a 30-minute or a package. The package is just much more affordable, and most people do end up, usually they meet with me first on the 30-minute, the single session, but then they realize that it would have been better to just do the package. So you can just go straight to the package if you prefer. It's up to you completely. When you are manifesting a healthy relationship with your specific person, go ahead and feel free to do whatever techniques that resonate with you throughout the day. You want to remind yourself, and this is if you're manifesting anything, whether it's your specific person, a dream house, the money that you want, that you deserve to make, you want to wake up making the decision that that is who you are. So you are consciously conscious of being that version of you. You're going to do whatever techniques resonate with you to get yourself in the feeling state. From my perspective, it's important to tap into power and do the inner work from a place of having, not from a place of being the version of you who doesn't have it, trying to manifest it. Okay. That's really important. You can literally just take a moment throughout the day and close your eyes and imagine for a moment what it would feel like if you had the money that you wanted, if your specific person was right there with you, holding you, kissing you, you guys are making out, you guys are laughing, you're turning each other on, like you want to literally just be in the wish fulfilled. I think that a nice tip that you might want to do is set a reminder on your phone. I've never done this. I've never had to. But for those of you guys who are having a hard time maintaining that feeling, set a reminder on your phone every hour. And this, again, is for whatever you're manifesting, to remind yourself just for 2 or 3 seconds to close your eyes and say, what would I feel like if I was in the wish fulfilled right now? What would I feel like if I was a millionaire right now? What would I feel like if we were engaged right now? What would it feel like if we just closed on our new home right now? What would it feel like if we just finished unpacking being in our new home and we started rolling around on the sofa, kissing and laughing, and we were blaring the music, and our cats and dogs were like actually happy and adapted very quickly? What would that feel like? What would it feel like if we're on our honeymoon right now? Whatever your end is, what would it feel like if I just won this award? What would it feel like if I just graduated? What would it feel like if I just got an A on this test? What would it feel like if I just won Powerball? Literally, I don't care what it is. Every hour on the hour, set a reminder to just close your eyes for a few seconds and just say to yourself, what would it feel like if I had this right now? If I was the version of me right now, what would it feel like? And don't say, but if I had it, I wouldn't do things like that. It is such a thing that you guys have to realize that it's just you dominantly repeating over and 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 over again that eventually puts you in that is the reality that you will be living in. Okay. So it's not that you're doing too much. It's just the energy that you're in. What is the energy behind the inner work when you're doing the techniques? That is one of the most important things. So anyway, I want to give you guys that tip. A couple other things that I wanted to talk about when it comes to specifically around, actually, again, but this is with anything, but let's talk about specific person because this has come up with a few clients in the past week. This was a thing for me too. And I'm going to actually use my mirror soul Hana. I'm going to talk about this from Hana's perspective in his reality for the sake of this example. And then I'm going to bring it back to a perspective from my reality. And I don't know why I feel the need to say it in this way, but this is what's coming up for me, how I want to share it. Okay. Your specific person cannot be your source of love, validation, and happiness. I have had people want me to be their coach, and the things that they start saying are things like, I can't live without them. What is the point of life if we're not together? If you are at that point, you need to seriously step back and look at all like your value, all your self-worth and self-love. Love, true love is unconditional. Needing somebody to complete you and fulfill you is not love, and it's not unconditional love. Now, you might be in a place where you're in a needy place with your person, and you also may authentically and genuinely love them unconditionally. I'm not saying, so let me just be super clear. The point that I'm trying to make is this. If we take, for example, my mirror soul Hana in his life, let's say from his reality, from his perspective, let's just say that we separated, and I would want him, because I love him so deeply and so much, because I love myself so deeply and so much, regardless of whether it was me or anyone else, what I want more than anything from him. Now, I don't have to accept life without him, so don't get this wrong when I say this. But as equally, as much as my happiness means everything to me, his happiness means everything to me. Completely unselfish, completely unconditional. So even if I didn't understand manifesting and I was just like, it was just seeing things from a 3D perspective, and I didn't realize that I actually had a choice, that I could choose love and I could choose to allow us to love each other. I could choose God to bring us back together. Okay. If I'm just thinking just from a 3D perspective, with or without me, I want him happy. I want him fulfilled. I want him to feel peace. I want him to be strong, healthy. I want him to feel secure. I want him to be making all the money that he deserves. Literally, I want him surrounded by nothing but happiness and love in his life, whether that's me being part of that or not. Now I'll take this on to myself. Same for me. I have to also, it doesn't mean that I'm saying, yeah, with or without him, I'm happy with or without him. I don't need him. I don't need him to complete me. I complete myself. It's not in that kind of, there's a weird 3D kind of teaching of like living with or without somebody. Somebody's just an additive to your life. They don't complete you. Now, while all that is true, it's not that energy. The energy behind it is, I know that I don't have to accept life without them, but at the same token, my life is amazing. And if we were in separation, and even if I cried on a daily basis, I would still pick myself up, give myself the love that I want, focus all of my energy on making my life amazing and incredible, and loving myself deeply and unconditionally. Knowing I don't have to do that, this is what healthy love looks like. It's not, so you have to get into a place of harmony within yourself. I talked about this in another video where one of my clients was manifesting things with her specific person. And like at first her energy was in this anxious, desperate, needy mode. But then she swung all the way the other direction to this, I don't even think I want them anymore. And I said, you need to get in this middle ground of peace. In this middle ground, in your center, you know you don't have to ever be without your person. But at the same token, you love yourself and your life is amazing and incredible. Because when you get to this place and you've released the need and the anxiousness and the desperation, and I can't live without them, you will be able to be together. Again, of course, there are other stories you may need to release and let go of if you don't feel safe to be in a relationship, if you don't feel safe being loved, if you have stories about commitment and not being safe. Yes, you have to look at those things. But for the sake of this video, I just wanted to talk about how you cannot put anyone or anything outside of you on such a pedestal that you literally don't want to live without them, that your life isn't, that you can't be happy without them. This is part of this entire journey. This is part of the point of this. True empowerment, true worthiness, true knowing your value, knowing your worth, and allowing yourself to be completely and fully loved with no limits, with no measure. That's what you deserve, and that's what you can have with your specific person, because the two of you guys are one. They are already within you. You're already within them. Okay? They are part of you. So while you don't have to accept life with that, you do have to get to a place energetically, not where you're alone without them, but that you are at peace and okay. Because God forbid, again, if you guys were together, let's say that you guys weren't together. I mean, no, let's say you guys were together. I'm sorry. And you didn't know anything about manifestation. So you actually, and let's just say you didn't have the baggage. They didn't have the baggage. So you guys weren't like blaming each other for a bunch of BS that had nothing to do with the love that you guys have between each other. Right? So let's say you guys are just together, you're a happy couple, you have your challenges, you have your ups and downs, maybe you get in arguments, but you work it out, you support each other, and you're happy. You're just super, super, super happy. God forbid, what happens if they pass away before you? You guys are living a life and they pass away before you. I used to not even be able to say things like this without absolutely going to such a hysterical crying fest, because that was one of my deepest and darkest fears, was that, God forbid, my baby was gonna, oh my God, I don't want to get emotional. He was gonna, pass away before me. Oh my God. So anyway, I need to pull myself back. I'm trying to make a point with you. You have to be good with yourself and good with your life. And of course, yes, there's going to be moments where you're sad, but you can't put everything and all of your happiness in the hands of anyone else. I can't put all of my happiness in the hands of my mother either. If, God forbid, and I'm not even going to go there, but God forbid, like, I have to be strong and I have to be okay and I have to be able to live my life, right? Okay. So anyway, I think I want to share one more tip too. Sometimes you guys assign negative meaning to every single little emotional thing that you feel. So you might be hormonal. You might just be eating or drinking things that are effing with your system a little bit. That's making you feel edgy and anxious. That's preventing you from being able to get a good night's sleep. Um, while, yes, it's possible for us to manifest literally making changes in our cellular structure, changes in our health, while we can heal anything and eat or drink anything technically, sometimes if you haven't got to that point where you are truly, like, you're already a master manifester, but if you don't know your power yet and realize that everything is mind over matter. I'm not there yet with everything that I eat or drink. I still have limitations, and I'm okay with that. It doesn't matter to me. I treat my body with complete respect. I only put healthy nutrients that are going to nourish me in my system. Until you've got to the point where you've actually mastered that level of manifesting, keep affirming for things like that. But pay attention to the amount of caffeine, amount of sugar around processed foods, alcohol, any kind of supplements that have stimulants in it, any kind of drinks that have stimulants in it. Pay attention to that and maybe take all of that stuff out. Look at your hormone levels. You need to also look at those things, because if you cut out or reduce those things and drink a ton of water and get at least 10 minutes to 20 minutes of exercise in every day, and I know that seems like it's off subject, but it's actually completely on subject, you will stop probably having so many deep roller coasters and mood swings. And by the way, when you do, again, don't assign meaning that it has anything to do with your specific person, because what can happen is you might be reacting from something you put in your system thinking, Oh my God, this must mean that I'm not in the wish fulfilled. I must not be doing this right. Oh my God, what does this mean? Oh my, I'm afraid. Now I'm afraid my fear is manifesting. And you get caught up in this spiral of fearing your fearful thoughts. And it all started, and you're projecting it onto your manifestation with your specific person, when all along it literally may have just been that you ate or drank something that your body, your human body, the vehicle that you're in, because you're God in human form, but the vehicle is just reacting to it. So anyway, a little 3D advice helped me, helps a lot of clients. Take it or leave it. It doesn't matter to me. I know that this video was of some value, and it shifted many of you guys into a deeper level of understanding this. Remember that in 10 years from now, when you and your specific person are together and you have a normal, happy, easy, flowing relationship, you will look back at these days and you guys will laugh about it. It will not be a big deal. Long relationships that are together 50, 60 years, they've gone through a lot of stuff. Okay. So think of it that way. You are just in the middle of a couple pages in a chapter of a beautiful love story together. You know the end, you've read the end, you know that everything's going to be okay. So just turn the page, turn the page. Don't worry so much. Okay. Affirm down below that you trust in your end and that you have now shifted and you are in complete faith. And I will talk to you soon. I love you so much. Bye.
Nothing can come, nothing can come, nothing can come between us.